Sunday Scaries, headlined by Anthony Richardson. Things are not getting better right now, Jay. Richardson completes 10 of 32 passes for 175 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. In terms of passing efficiency, Jay, he's on a totally different planet than the rest of the league right now.
I really can't remember seeing something like this, someone who just cannot complete passes. At one point, he was 2 of 15 through the air, and he had 2 sacks for 15 yards lost at the same time.
Yeah. One of those 2 of 15, by the way, was Josh Downs just completely, no one within 40 yards of him. Yeah. Josh Downs still had to take a step back to catch the ball and then run. And of course, I'm playing Josh, so I'm like, I'm in the screening room, like, oh, come on. Come on, he's been killing Josh Downs' fantasy value all along. Everyone benches him except for this one, who starts him against me.
League of Assholes is tough. Tough to fill out a lineup.
It really is, believe me. I had to start Troy Franklin.
Yes.
I mean, like,
you got your 1 point.
Yeah, it's dicey. It's dicey out there, especially because with Mike Evans hurt for me and Rashee Rice, anyway.
So Richardson threw this pick at the end of the first half, which was like they should have just been running out the clock. It was an awful pick.
Yes.
Made awful by the fact that the previous play, he basically threw a pick that was dropped. So he just seems broken at the moment. He's still able to cash our rushing prop over from pickup lines. Fortunately, we had the 26-yarder on the final play to get that home, but he just looks completely lost.
Yeah, he is. He's not accurate. He's not confident. It's disappointing. We haven't seen the growth from him that you're hoping for in year 2.
He took a playoff because he was tired as well. I can't remember seeing that.
I've never heard that from a quarterback.
Yeah.
If he's tired, get on the comms and run a handoff.
Yeah.
Or if you can't run a handoff, just
take a 3-step drop. Flacco came in and handed the ball off.
Right.
I just don't understand. Right. It just seems like something's wild. But I think they're just going to have to keep starting him. Like they invested too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird though. You're probably right, but it's the Sunday night game this week. They're 4-4. I mean, they're still in the playoff race, very much so, right? And they're playing the Vikings this week on Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. I'm a company man. And do you think if you're Shane Steichen, I get it. This kid's your future. You've invested a lot. But on the other hand, you've got an opportunity to win, and Joe Flacco gives you a better chance to win at this point. What do you do if you're the Colts?
I think what separates that, though, is that they're not going to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. Okay, if they sneak into the playoffs as a wild card with Joe Flacco, great. They're going to be 9.5-point dogs in Baltimore in week 1. So I just think that you have to find out what you have with Richardson. Haven't seen enough to completely dismiss him. There's still the talent. There's still the raw tools. So I think you probably just have to play out the year with him. Unless you want to give him a 2-week reset to clear his mind. But he just had a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, and here's my other question here. I worry that, again, to your point, just looks broken, right? And confidence is down, everything like that. You don't want to Mac Jones him or Zach Wilson him because those are 2 guys that came into the league with a ton of talent. They were raw, and just because the situations were such a chaotic mess around them at some point, they both became broken.
This is different though. He has a good O-line. He has receiving weapons in Michael Pittman and Josh Allen. He has Jonathan Taylor. It's not going to get better.
He's sinking everyone around him. Yeah, especially Pittman, by the way. Pittman had 1 catch in this game.
Yeah, we talked about that on pregame that we didn't like Pittman this week. But
Pittman this year.
I mean, season lows in receiving yards and catch rate. He's had below a 20% target share in 3 of the last 4 for Pittman as well. You can't start him. I don't think I guess Downs, just because of the talent. But other than Taylor, there's no Colt that you feel great about. Other than Jonathan Taylor. But I'm just asking, do you think continue to roll him out there if he continues to struggle? Again, they play the Vikings, who are going to blitz the hell out of him. Here's their next 4. At Minnesota, home to Buffalo, at the Jets, home to Detroit. Those are 4 really good defenses in a row.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to go 1-3 or 0-4, and then the rest of the season you just roll him out there and hope it gets better.
The Jets is the game you hope you win out of those 4, but the rest they'll be decisive underdogs in a season where it's alive and well. Yep. So, all right, another Sunday Scaries here. Geno Smith, a guy that's been throwing the ball a ton this year, only 29 pass attempts, 212 yards, 1 pick. It's trending downwards for Geno.
You're the Geno whisperer, Jay. Explain this to me. I don't understand the Seahawks. They're great 1 week, and then they looked awful.
Very Jekyll and Hyde.
They had 2 plays that really just screwed them at the goal line where Geno tripped over someone's foot, and that cost them on 4th down. He had a snap go 20 yards over his head as well. It's just comic, just absolutely comical. Look, they don't have a great defense. They didn't have DK Metcalf. I think Geno most weeks is going to be fine as a streamer. They throw the ball a ton, but he's not an elite quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to be able to service guys like JSN, who had a good game. But it was a rough day at the office. The conditions didn't help either in the rain.
No, it was very rainy, but they play the Rams at home next week, so hopefully he gets off the schneid there. But under 30 pass attempts now in back-to-back games, so this sort of pass-happy offense seems to be slowing down a little bit. Other side of the ball in that one, Amari Cooper, after the exciting debut, 1.3 fantasy points as we head into Monday Night Football. Amari Cooper is wide receiver 104.
Yeah. Let's give it another week with Amari.
This looks like a good trade for the Browns. Cedric Tillman looks way better than Amari Cooper.
Really does. Played only 51% of the snaps, though, but that's, an increase, 63% route participation. Better days of the office. I think the Bills just were able to get the run game going. Keon Coleman made a couple of nice catches.
They ran away with the game.
I will
eventually.
as well. And what do you know? We got through the Sunday Scaries without making Connor talk about his Jets.
Amazing.
That's really nice of us.
The rest of the week.
Really generous of us.
It's the least they could do for me when I show up, when I roll in here on Mondays.
Tough to beat Jacoby Brissett these days.
I mean,
That's what people are saying.
yeah. Did you see this stat, by the way? The Jets had 0 turnovers, held the Patriots to 247 yards, and still lost. They're the first team to do that since week 3 of 2012, where they didn't turn the ball over and held their opponent under 250 yards. They're the first team to do that since week 3 of 2012. That's Rich Cimini putting that out on Twitter. The Jets are record breakers.
You got to say it's impressive.
Yeah.
You got to give them that. Wildly impressive.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.